The question is that the motion be agreed to, and I call the member for Higgins.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Today we discuss a matter that lies at the intersection of science, health and human rights. In a world where medical breakthroughs continually shape our understanding of disease and health, the field of genetics has for decades held great promise but has not fully realised its potential due to problems with equity of access, the absence of an overarching national strategy and the challenges of navigating care, made worse by the tyranny of distance across our vast land. In adult medicine, I saw firsthand how the incorporation of genetic information in tumour typing guided choice of first-line and salvage chemotherapy for a range of tumours, including breast, bowel and haematological malignancies. Patients with blood cancers like leukemia and lymphoma cycled between clinical trials based on biomarkers in their tumours. I often encountered patients who did not die from their leukemia but from opportunistic infections due to fungal pathogens or dormant viruses triggered by a failing immune system. Surprisingly, however, many patients lived years with poor prognostic cancer thanks to targeted immunotherapies before the bugs finally caught up with them. Cancer as a chronic disease could become a reality thanks to genomics. The evolving genetic profile of the tumour was matched to a different treatment regimen, often in a trial context. These patients had access to next-generation sequencing, advanced bioinformatics and cutting-edge treatments thanks to clinicians and clinical trial teams who were competitive at obtaining funding for research. How many Australians have access to this level of expertise? In my own electorate, Cabrini Hospital has a state-of-the-art cancer centre and is looking to expand with a $200 million investment in infrastructure. Patients will have their cancers biopsied, staged with CT, MRI or PET, sequenced, analysed with AI, undergo surgery if required, admitted into clinical trials and provided with treatment either at home or in-house in the beautiful oncology suite thanks to the generous support from the Gandel family, with or without radiotherapy provided in the basement by Genesis Care, with supportive care extending to exercise physiologists undertaking research in the gym downstairs. This is not science fiction, this is already happening. True one-stop care along the disease continuum. How many facilities in Australia can boast this level? Somehow, thanks to the smarts and networks of their specialist doctors, these patients are given access to highly specialised meds. No crowdfunding is required. I want to commend Rare Cancers Australia for unpacking what best practice should look like in their Vision 2030 report. It describes in poignant detail the journeys of several Australians with a parallel future of what should have been. It draws upon multiple domain experts and patient voices to produce something to aspire to. Part of the challenge I see is the fragmentation of our health system, siloed primary care, hospital care, community care. But Vision 2030 shows us ways of overcoming those barriers by putting patients with their GPs at the centre, supported by a network of specialist doctors and teams. It does mean stopping the attrition of general practitioners and supporting Medicare with bulk billing. This is why we have introduced a $3.5 billion tripling in the bulk billing incentive. It absolutely impacts patients who suffer from cancer, and we are trying to arrest the decline in bulk billing and in GPs leaving the profession. We have introduced fee waivers for GP trainees in remote and regional areas and extended funding for longer consultations. I am pleased that the Albanese government is committing $166 million for a first-of-its-kind Australian Cancer Nursing and Navigation program as part of our support of the recently released landmark Australian Cancer Plan. Cancer nurses will help patients navigate the bewildering complexity of the health system when they are most vulnerable. Patients travelling between specialists, with GPs simply getting the letters, if they're lucky, is neither efficient nor affordable nor patient-centred. Muddying the waters, of course, is the issue of genetic information and life insurance. Currently, there is no legislation that prohibits the use of genetic information by life insurance companies to deny or increase the cost of cover. This is despite a 2018 Parliamentary Joint Committee report recommending a ban be implemented. The current limits to consumer protection means that Australia is not fulfilling the potential of genetic medicine, and this is something that we need to reform. It underscores the importance of this work that is being led currently by Minister Stephen Jones to prevent genetic discrimination actually entering our lives. An overarching national strategy will help us tie up these loose ends and enable Australians to actually benefit from the advances of genomics.